Hello, this is Mr. Saleh. I'm here to showcase you how to build a resume using HTML. And our first lesson will be like what is HTML? Uh, so definition, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it's the code that defines the structure and content of a web page. So you can think of a page as if it's like a building. How do you structure a building? You have to have like a blueprint that you design. You say like what do you want the contents to be? Like how big do you want the rooms? How many rooms? Does it have a garage? Does it have a yard? Where to put the bathtub? All those things need to be determined ahead of time, and then you give that blueprint to a constructor and he builds it for you. So what you use HTML for is to actually design the structure and the content of the page, and then your code editor where you type in the HTML, that's the one that builds the page itself. So for example, if I give you this image right here, like what do you see in here? Like from what I can tell is this is like an outline of something. It doesn't have anything in it. It's just like there's an outline and that's about it. I wouldn't know what to make of it. So we need content if we want to determine what something has or how to build it. You need to know like what is it made up of. So the contents, if they do not have structure, you will still not be able to tell what it is. So this is like jigsaw puzzles mixed together. You can tell like what each single piece kind of looks like, but you wouldn't know how they are put together. In here, they have the content and the structure. Every piece will fit perfectly with the next, and then you can tell over here there's like the sunset. Over here there's like the ocean, and there's like a hole in here where the water goes in. So this is how it looks like when it's structured correctly. This is how it's looked like when you just have contents that you want to put in without determining how you like where you want to put them in or in what order you want to put them in. So this thing is the same picture as before. Excuse me, I'm sick. This is the same picture as before, but instead of having just the outline, we also have content, and they kind of do seem to be structured correctly as well, right? We can see some structure and we can see some content, but you still wouldn't be able to determine what this is. The only hint we have is this up right here with some stairs. So now we can determine that it is like some type of building and it has an upstairs. So once we know it's a building, we can kind of guess that some of these are either going to be like rooms, kitchens, maybe a garage or a yard, but you still can't really tell how the house is going to look like. For that, we need labeling. So you have to label everything of how you want it for the constructor or the code editor to be able to build it the way you want to. Or else, it's every single time you give it to a different builder, he's going to build something different. But that's not what you want. You want your code or you want uh, your page to be built the exact same way for every construction for every construction uh, person you give it to. Uh, they should not add anything by themselves. They should only build what you give them, exactly how you tell them to. So in here, same blueprint as before, but this time we have more content and more labels. So in here, where it says like living, you can already tell this is a living room. You have couches facing each other. There's like a sofa right here, dining table, the kitchen, the entryway. You have like a bath. There's like a restroom right here. There's another restroom, there's like a closet over here, and there's a bedroom. So now if you give this to someone to build it, they can tell exactly what you want, and they're gonna be able to build it almost 100% perfect every single time, because everything is exactly where it needs to be, and everything is labeled. So for building a resume, what we're going to try to do, we don't have a lot of time, so I won't show you all the code written one like line by line. I will just show you like a finished project. But this is what we're going to try to build. We're going to try to build a resume that I found from code.org. It's Dominic Lee resume. It's like has description of what he wants, it has his technical skills, the workplace skills, and references. Uh, this this is this is a web page. This is a complete web page using HTML only, without any images added or any styling added to it. So this is a pure web page using just HTML. We're going to try to put it exactly like this in the code editor. So this is our code editor. It's empty. We don't have anything in here. We need to give it content. The content I'm giving it is going to be this Dominic Lee resume. Like, what's the purpose of the resume? We have the technical skills, we have the workplace skills, we have the references. So everything in here looks like it's structured correctly, and it looks like it has correct content. If I open with Live Server to show me a live preview of how it's going to look like if I give it to someone to construct, it shows me this. Dominic Lee resume. I'm interested in working as a web designer for local business, technical skills, basic web coding skills, and HTML. So this does not look like how I want this to look like. This is how I wanted it to look like. This is what I got. The reason for that is because HTML requires you to label every single code that you want for it to be able to structure it correctly. So this is like me giving it content, but not telling it where to put it. In this file, I actually have the content, but now they are labeled. So this Dominic Lee resume, it's not just Dominic Lee resume, it's an H1 element. So this makes this our title. H1 is the most important heading that we have, which is usually reserved for our title. So that's what I'm labeling this as. This right here is a paragraph, so I'm labeling it with a P tag. This one right here is also a heading, but it's not as important as our title. So instead of giving it an H1 title or H1 heading, I'm giving it an H2 heading. So it's like second importance. These, just put these into a list with an unordered list. So this code right here takes our technical skills and mix it and structures them as a list. And then we have other stuff that we want to talk about, and they have their own list. We have the references, and they have their own list. So everything in here looks very similar to here. It's just these are not labeled. So the constructor or the code editor does not know what to do with them. He has them, or they have them, but they don't know what to do with them. With this, they know exactly what to do. They're going to put this as the title. They're going to put this as a paragraph, as a second heading, as a list. So if I go and choose open with Live Server for this one, it looks exactly like we want it to look. And then even if I cancel it and I open it again, it's going to give me the exact same page every single time. Okay, and I hope you've enjoyed this video and have a